Good morning, guys. Today we are going to cover West Footscray, but before all that, I'm gonna have some brunch. I went to this cafe called Brother Nancy, and I had the Brothers Brekkie, which is chili scramble, chorizo, roasted mushrooms, black beans, and potato hash on sourdough. I actually used to live here in West Footscray. It was quiet, it was close to the city, and I used to catch the bus to Footscray. In Footscray, there's a lot of shops like Asian shops, Vietnamese, Chinese, you name it. The Footscray market is there. There's also the Footscray railway station. I used to get my hair cut in Footscray as well. So West Footscray is a good location because it's not as crazy as Footscray where everything is. Where you can enjoy the peaceful, quiet living. Now with some stats. Population is 11,450 as of the 2016 census. Postcode is 3012. Area 3.8 square kilometers. It's located 8 kilometers from Melbourne CBD. Local government is Maribyrnong. Surrounding suburbs: Maidstone, Footscray, Kingsville, Seddon, Tottenham, Braybrook. Male to female ratio is 51.4% to 48.6%. Median age 34. Families 2,819. Average children per family 1.7. All private dwellings 5,045. Average people per household 2.5. Median weekly household income 1,449. Median monthly mortgage repayments 1,950. Median weekly rent 301. Average motor vehicles per dwelling 1.4. Now, registered marital status: married 41.3% compared to Australia 48.1%. Never married 44.4% compared to Australia 35%. There's a lot of educated people here. Highest level of education: bachelor degree level and above 34% compared to Victoria 24.3% and Australia 22%. Top ancestry: English 17.6% compared to Victoria 22.6% and Australia 25%. Australian 15.3%, Victoria 21.1%, Australia 23.3%. Irish 7.7% compared to Victoria 7.6% and Australia 7.6%. Country of birth: now Australia 54.7% compared to Victoria 64.9% and Australia 66.7%. The other responses are Vietnam 7.1% compared to Victoria 1.4% and Australia 0.9%, and India 5.6% compared to Victoria 2.9% and Australia 1.9%. Country of birth of parents: so both parents born overseas 50.2% compared to Victoria 38.5% and Australia 34.4%. Both parents born in Australia 31.3% compared to Victoria 44.1% and Australia 47.3%. So majority of people's parents here are born overseas. Our religion: no religion described 35.7% compared to Victoria 31.7% and Australia 29.6%. Catholic 20.4% compared to Victoria 23.2% and Australia 22.6%. Languages other than English: Vietnamese 9.4% compared to Victoria 1.7%, Australia 1.2%. Telugu 2.2% compared to Victoria 0.2% and Australia 0.1%. Italian 2.1% compared to Victoria 1.9% and Australia 1.2%. Majority of the people work full-time, 56.1% compared to Victoria 57% and Australia 57.7%. Unemployed, a little bit higher than average, 8.7% compared to Victoria 6.6% and Australia 6.9%. Now, employment hours work. Those who work 1 to 15 hours is 9.4% compared to Victoria 12% and Australia 11.4%. Those who work 40 hours or more per week, 40.3% compared to Victoria, 42.4%, in Australia, 43%. Now the occupation. A lot of them are professionals, 27.6% compared to Victoria, 23.3%, in Australia, 22.2%. Clerical and admin workers, 12.5% compared to 13.3% in Victoria and 13.6% in Australia. The median weekly incomes for a person, 694 compared to Victoria, 644, Australia, 662. So just a little bit above average. Family, 1,843, Victoria, 1,715, and Australia, 1,734. Household income, 1,449, Victoria, 1,419, and Australia, 1,438. Transport to work. So those people who use car, 47.8% compared to Victoria, 61.8%, and Australia, 61.5%. Train, 14.7% compared to Victoria, 5.8%, and Australia, 4.6%. Which I would expect people would catch the public transport, like the train, for example, because it's very close to the city. Bus, 3.8% compared to Victoria, 1.1%, and Australia, 3%. Family composition, couple family without children, 37.9% compared to Victoria, 36.5%, and Australia, 37.8%. Couple family with children, 43.7% compared to Victoria, 46.3%, and Australia, 44.7%. Employment status of parents in the family, so both employed working full-time, 23.9% compared to Victoria, 20.9%, Australia, 21.6%. One full-time, one part-time, 23.3% compared to Victoria, 23%, and Australia, 21.7%. Both not working, 13.6% compared to Victoria, 19.5%, and Australia, 20.1%. Now for the dwelling count, there's 4,309 dwellings, occupied private dwellings in West Footscray, and 452 unoccupied private dwellings. So the ratio is 90.5 to 9.5. The dwelling structure, separate house, 58.8% compared to Victoria, 73.2%, and Australia, 72.9%. Flat or apartment, 23.3% compared to Victoria, 11.6%, and Australia, 13.1%. So there's a good number of flats and apartments in West Footscray. Now, number of bedrooms. 2 bedrooms, 35.6% compared to Victoria, 19.3%, and Australia, 18.9%. 3 bedrooms, 38.7% compared to Victoria, 44%, and Australia, 41.1%. Now, the tenure, or those people who own outright, 22.8% compared to Victoria, 32.3%, and Australia, 31%. Those who own with a mortgage, 30.8% compared to Victoria, 35.3%, and Australia, 34.5%. People who rent, 43.1% compared to Victoria, 28.7%, and Australia, 30.9%. So I guess if the suburb like West Footscray is close to the city, most people would pay that rent. No, not necessarily buy the house because it's expensive. Anything that's very close to the city is expensive. The rent here is, I'm actually surprised, a little bit below average than the Australian and Victorian average. It's 301 per week. Victoria is 325 and Australia 335. Monthly mortgage repayments 1950. Victoria is 1728 and Australia is 1755. That's it guys, thank you, and you can follow me also on Instagram at the Australian Suburbs.